first assist, and it's a beauty.
He's a new king, ready to rule the NBA.
A top 10 nominee, taking another look, showing off some flair.
Sometimes you have practice, but sometimes you're not. Just know that we're gonna get better every day, and we're gonna be a lot better team than last year. I can guarantee that.
He was quite upstairs. Oh, the explosion from the Raptor team, LeBron James.
Nearly 26 years ago, the NBA learned a lesson it still hasn't forgotten. That sometimes the league knows before the numbers do, before the highlights, before the accolades, before the trophies, the rings, the debates, the documentaries. Sometimes the league feels it first. An 18-year-old kid walked into the NBA carrying a weight no player his age had ever been asked to carry. Not college hype, not March Madness hype, but mythical hype. The kind that almost feels irresponsible. Because how do you look at a teenager and decide the future of an entire sport might be standing right in front of you? He was called the Chosen One before he ever earned anything. Analysts didn't ask if he would succeed. They asked how quickly he'd dominate. And when he finally stepped onto an NBA court for the first time, it didn't feel like a debut. It felt like an arrival that had already been scheduled. What made it even more unreal was how the league's veterans reacted. The respect came early, almost suspiciously early. Michael Jordan reportedly said he would be a top player in the league immediately if he entered, which, coming from MJ, was basically a cosign no rookie ever gets. Shaquille O'Neal said he was already built like a grown man and that the league needed to be ready because this kid is real. This kid was a phenomenon for the league at this time. A phenomenon before a stat line. A legacy before a career, and that player was LeBron James. But is this the type of rookie year a player must have for us to start thinking about the greatest of all time? What cements the idea that this player isn't just good, but on the path to superstardom? Do you need to enter the league already carrying destiny on your shoulders for us to even consider the greatest of all time conversation? Or are there signs, quieter signs, that tell us when a rookie isn't just good, but headed somewhere different? Because right now, whether the league wants to admit it or not, there's another rookie walking a very familiar path, and his name is Cooper Flagg. What makes Cooper Flagg fascinating isn't just the talent, because talent alone doesn't separate legends. The league is full of talented players. The league is full of guys who can score, defend, shoot, jump, run. That's not special anymore. What is special is how early the conversation starts. Because rookie seasons are supposed to be chaotic. They're supposed to be inconsistent. Big nights followed by quiet ones. Confidence mixed with confusion. Learning curves, growing pains. But Cooper Flagg didn't read that script. Instead, he started writing his own. One night he drops 29 points, and you tell yourself, okay, nice game. Then a few nights later, it's 35, and now you're paying attention. And then, he hits you with 42.
Did you know Cooper Flagg dropped 40 the other day? 42 to be exact. Youngest to do it. In a minute, you're gonna see him turn the corner. You see all this finesse stuff he doing? In a minute, you're gonna see Cooper Flagg turn the corner, put motherfuckers in the bucket. Watch. And I think recently he averaging what, 21 and something?
21, 6, and
21, 6, and 5.
Not empty points, not garbage time, not reckless shot chucking. 42 points that feel intentional. 42 points that feel controlled. 42 points that make you stop and rewind because your brain is trying to catch up to what your eyes just saw. And suddenly, the question changes. It's no longer, is this impressive for a rookie? It becomes, why does this feel bigger than that? Because here's the truth people don't like admitting. Rookie seasons don't make legends. Signals do. And Cooper Flagg is sending them early. The first signal is composure. Great rookies play fast. Special rookies play calm. Cooper Flagg doesn't look rushed. He doesn't look overwhelmed. He doesn't play like someone trying to prove he belongs. He plays like someone who already knows. There's a difference between confidence and certainty. Confidence can waver. Certainty doesn't. And when Flag attacks a defense, it doesn't feel like a gamble. It feels like a decision. The second signal is adaptability. Rookie scorers usually survive off one thing: speed, athleticism, shooting, something singular. When that gets taken away, they struggle. Cooper Flag adjusts within games. He scores differently quarter to quarter. If the jumper isn't falling, he lives at the rim. If the paint collapses, he punishes you from outside. If defenders overplay, he counters. That's not normal rookie processing speed. That's star-level feel. The third signal, and this one matters most, is gravity. Defenses already react to him. Let that sink in. Veterans don't get guarded like rookies. Stars do. When Cooper Flag starts cooking, the defense changes. Help comes earlier. Rotations tighten. Matchups adjust. Teams talk about him during timeouts. That doesn't happen by accident. That doesn't happen because of hype alone. That happens because coaches respect what they're seeing. And when a rookie earns coaching respect this early, it usually means the league has a problem on its hands. This is where the LeBron comparison becomes uncomfortable. Not because the players are identical, but because the trajectory feels familiar. LeBron didn't need years to show flashes. He showed direction immediately. You could see where this was heading even if you couldn't predict how far it would go. Cooper Flag is doing the same thing. And that brings us back to the original question. What does a rookie year need to look like for us to even whisper the words all time without sounding ridiculous? It's not about averages. It's not about awards. It's not even about wins. It's about inevitability. When you watch a rookie and think, this isn't a phase, this is the beginning, that's when the conversation changes. Cooper Flag doesn't feel like a moment. He feels like a timeline. And the scariest part? He's still figuring it out. He's still learning angles, still adjusting to NBA bodies. Every generation has a player who bends the learning curve, who skips steps, who arrives earlier than expected. And when that happens, the league scrambles to catch up with the narrative, because history tells us something uncomfortable. The players we argue about decades later, they don't start quietly. They announce themselves. LeBron did it with expectation. Jordan did it with dominance. Kareem did it with inevitability. And Cooper Flag? He's doing it with momentum. This rookie season isn't about proving he belongs. That conversation is already over. This season is about establishing range. How high can this go? How fast can it climb? And how soon does the league have to start adjusting its future plans around him? Because at some point, the league has to stop pretending this is just a hot stretch. There's a difference between a rookie having a run and a rookie forcing the league to recalibrate expectations in real time. Cooper Flag isn't just putting points on the board. He's changing how his nights are framed. And when he explodes for 42, it doesn't feel shocking anymore. It feels like the ceiling just got pushed higher. That's how the perception shift happens. Not with one game, not with one headline, but with repetition. Because repetition is what turns hype into belief. And belief is what turns a rookie into a reference point. What makes this stretch even more telling is how those points are coming. This isn't a player being force-fed possessions on a bad team just to sell hope. This isn't inflated usage masquerading as stardom. These performances come within the flow of real basketball, against real defensive schemes, with real adjustments being thrown at him mid-game, and he keeps answering. That's the part that should make people uncomfortable, because once the league starts adjusting to you, and you still produce, the conversation changes from future star to future problem. Right now, Cooper Flag is shooting just under 50% from the field, around 48% overall. And that number matters more than it looks like it should, because that's not a catch-and-shoot role player percentage. That's not a pick-your-spots rookie percentage. That's a teenager walking into NBA defenses, absorbing contact, taking contested shots, and still converting nearly half of everything he puts up. From three, the number drops. He's sitting around 25% from deep. And this is where context separates watchers from understanders. Because that number doesn't say he can't shoot. It says defenses are already daring him to take NBA threes, already closing harder, already forcing him to learn that shot on the fly, something most rookies don't face until year 2 or 3. Then there's the free throw line, over 80%. This is where the rookie label starts to feel misleading, because rookies are supposed to react after the game. They learn in film sessions. They make the adjustment next week, next month, next season. Flag adjusts during possessions. That's why his big games don't feel reckless. They feel deliberate, like he's stacking reads, not shots. Like he's solving something instead of chasing something. And once you start watching him through that lens, the 42-point night stops being the headline. The decision-making becomes the story. This is also where the LeBron parallel stops being about hype and starts being about pattern recognition. Not play style, not body type, not highlight packages. Pattern. LeBron's rookie year wasn't about domination. It was about control. He didn't overwhelm the league immediately. He understood it. You could see the gears turning faster than everyone else's. You could see him processing the game a step ahead, even when the results didn't fully match yet. That's exactly where Cooper Flagg feels right now, ahead of the curve, but not ahead of the grind. And that distinction matters, because the most dangerous stars aren't the ones who peak early. They're the ones who arrive early and keep climbing. And when that happens, people start revisiting old takes. They start saying things like, I might have been wrong. Not wrong about him being good, wrong about how soon this would feel this big. Because this no longer feels like a rookie season being evaluated in isolation. It feels like the opening chapter of a much longer book. One where the early pages matter more than we realize in the moment. That's how legacies sneak up on us. Not with proclamations, with positioning. And if we're being honest, this is usually the moment where the great stories begin. Not because everything is perfect, but because the foundation is already visible. When people go back and look at this stretch, the 29, the 35, the 42, they won't just see point totals. They'll see the moment when the league quietly acknowledged that the timeline had changed, that the future had arrived a little earlier than expected. This doesn't mean Cooper Flagg is destined for greatness. That word gets thrown around too easily. Destiny is lazy. Careers aren't built on inevitability. They're built on response. On how players handle the moments after the hype stabilizes, after the league adjusts, after the nights stop feeling magical and start feeling routine. That part still lies ahead. But what is fair to say, what history allows us to say, is that the signs are real, the signals are consistent, and the league isn't reacting out of curiosity anymore. It's reacting out of respect. And respect is earned faster than superstardom, but slower than hype. It sits right in between, and that's exactly where Cooper Flagg lives right now. In that space where expectations rise quietly, where defenses start cheating a step earlier, where coaches start saying his name first in the scouting report.
That's not a rookie experience. That's a star's introduction. So no, this isn't about crowning anyone too early. It's about recognizing when something stops being temporary, when the conversation stops being speculative and starts being structural. Cooper Flagg isn't just having a season, he's setting a direction. And if history has taught us anything, it's that when a player does that this early, the league doesn't get to decide what comes next. It only gets to respond. And right now, it looks like we're still catching up.